that you originally got interested in space?
Well, that's a great question. That's the AIAA, when did you know? And I forgot that I knew when I was very little. My sister reminded me, we were talking about at my parents' 50th anniversary, and we were talking about each other and telling my parents about how we appreciated what they did for us when we were little. And my younger sister said, I really remember when Pat got her first telescope. And I really didn't understand what she was doing out there in the middle of the winter with her book and her telescope on the roof. And it was a big laugh around the table because nobody else understood it either, but my parents were pretty good about it. And they kept stepping my game up, you know, and helping me learn more and follow that passion. I always wanted to know. Whoa, and this really was before we had television, but I knew the stars were like watching magic. How do you know? Well, I gotta find out what's doing up there, you know. And I had my star charts, and I didn't know what was going on. I didn't care. I could see stuff that nobody else could see. And I lived in Long Island, New York, and it was freezing out there, but you know, clear skies. Yeah. So that's when it was very early. And rockets, no, but certainly when the Apollo 13, when the first Gemini astronauts were selected, and then we went into the Apollo program, I already knew I wasn't going to get to go. I'm a girl. I'm fixing that now. Because we have a ticket, we've bought a ticket for the students on the Virgin system. So my students are going to be going. My student experiments are going to be going.
Would you personally want to take a ride someday?
Eventually, yeah. But the money I raised, like the silent auction we had, we raised $4,400, and that's all goes to students. The money I raised here and the work that I do has to go to students, because when I was young, nobody advocated for me. And by God, you saw all the students in this room. They're going to go to space. Their experiments are going to annual access to space. That's the only way to keep students involved, is make sure their experiments fly. You don't build something and let it sit on the bench in my program. So once I have enough money and there is time for me and money for me, yeah, I will. But that, for me, unless there's a compelling reason for me now to go, which there is not in my mind, I want my student experiments. So we need to fill that pipeline to create the demand for those services that are being created by people working at Spaceport America, Virgin, all ground operations people. What's going on at Spaceport America? Create the demand for that.